edition of Noord vir Noord, Friday 7:30 on 2.
Right, it's time and time again you hear that entrepreneurs and new businesses are the lifeblood of our economy and the key to the creation of new jobs. Well, the sad reality is that as many as 96% of these small businesses will fail within the first 10 years of operation. But why do things go wrong, and can these failures be avoided? Well, Charles Pittaway is a successful entrepreneur himself, founding Netcash in 2001. He joins me now from our Cape Town studio to share his thoughts on this particular question. Charles, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to...
Thanks, Peter.
All right, so the statistics of business failing are quite alarming, and I was just wondering, are there common characteristics to businesses that fail?
Peter, I think so. I think a lot of SMMEs often go through the same pitfalls that have been recreated over the years by many people. And a specific article I wrote was no MBA study by any means, but it certainly gave some insight to mistakes I've made in my business career. And these were just jotted down as a little bit of input for guys starting out and things to consider.
All right. Well, you've cited 13 different examples. We don't have to go through each one point by point, but I'm going to put up a slide, and perhaps you can chat to us about some of those 13 points. Let's begin.
No problem. Well, firstly is the terms of agreement. You know, often businesses are colleagues or friends or family members, and during this time, it's a very exciting time for these guys to start up the business. And often what happens is the business starts out initially and everybody has good intentions, but later down the road the business have different strategies or different inputs.
Right.
So one of the things of the rules of engagement is really getting people to agree on the terms before they start the business, so that in the eventuality that things change, they have some of those rules. Sorry, Peter, I've just lost the slide.
Okay. And I guess the other one is a one-man band scenario, isn't it? Because it's great to start a business, but it's hard when you're on your own.
Absolutely. I think the thing is it's a one-man band. You end up being everything to everybody. You become the marketing manager, the strategist, the HR manager, and the finance manager. Often, you know, and I give this advice to people all the time, is surround yourself with people that know more about what they do than what you do. They're an invaluable resource when times are tough, and you need to dip into their knowledge and understanding about running your business.
Okay, one that intrigues me is too much money. What is that?
This is a difficult one. You know, a lot of young entrepreneurs say to me, how can we possibly have too much money to start a business? You know, it's so difficult to get capital from banks and from venture capitalists. The problem, or the thing I point out to them, is having access to all of this cash often weaves in inefficiencies in the way they run their business. They employ too many people, get premises that are too big, and just weave in little inefficiencies. I say to them, hold on to that cash. You need a plan B for when things aren't going right, and that's when you really need the cash. Run your business on a shoestring and hold on to your cash for when things don't work according to plan.
Well, I guess where the buck stops and being lonely at the top speaks about structure a little bit.
Absolutely. Look, when you start a business, I'm always in favor of starting very flat organizations and structures, because it puts the entrepreneur in touch and his finger on the pulse with everything that's happening in the business. But it is naive to think that when you develop a business and grow the business that you can continue doing this. There's just too much stuff to do. So the idea really here is to surround yourself with really good managers, people that have the same vision about your business as you do. And more importantly, give them the ability to make decisions in the business. Make them responsible for those decisions. Make them accountable for those decisions. And probably the most important is reward them. When they've made decisions that have added value to your business, reward them. Make them share in the success of your business.
And a big story, I guess, that we hear a lot, one big client. Too much reliance on one source of income, eh?
Absolutely. Look, a lot of SMMEs start and they're fortunate enough to find that one bread and butter client that really covers their costs and their expenses on a monthly basis. The risk of this, however, and entrepreneurs need to look at this and say, if I should lose this one client, what is the position of my business going to be? Diversify your business, get a wide range of clients so that in the eventuality of losing a big one, your business isn't under threat.
All right, Charles, so many things to discuss with this particular article, but thanks very much for sharing your thoughts with us on this very important issue. Charles Pittaway, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, okay. Quick look at our indicators in the meantime. Right, that's it for me, Vuya. That's the business news for the time being.
Peter, thank you very much. A little bit later on this morning, we'll be talking to Dame Nicola Brewer, who is the British High Commissioner to South Africa. We'll be talking about the death of former Prime Minister of the UK, Margaret Thatcher, Baroness Thatcher, who passed away yesterday. The Reverend O.P. Bogart says to her followers, she was a great leader and a hero. To her critics, she was a zero. That is politics. Rest in peace, Baroness Margaret Thatcher. That's the view of Reverend O.P. Bogart. And then Mamusa wants to just quickly